Hey guys, what is going on? Ross here, and welcome back to the episode of Cards and Castles TV commentary. Excuse me. Before we hop into things, because you guys know how this probably works already. If you guys don't, take a look at a couple of matches, give my thoughts over it. Of course, that's how classic commentaries work, right? But anyway, before we start, just want to give a quick little PSA, or at least maybe a disclaimer. Voice not going to be sounding 100% in this video, as you can probably tell. Little allergies going on up in this face, so yeah, not exactly 100%, but I did want to get some content to you at regardless, so we're going to do a little bit of a TV commentary. You're going to take it a little bit easier, hopefully, for this video. But with that being said, let's go ahead and jump into our first matchup right now. Alright, so for our first matchup here, we do have Osaka taking on Tweakin, both running Warlock Crusader combos, so it will be interesting to see what both sides kind of bring to the table. We'll see if one's unique, one's different. Judging by Osaka's hand here in the opening, as it loads up there, Acolyte, Imp, Tarius, and Dragon's Fire, not a whole lot to indicate a solid archetype build at the moment, but we'll see as the game progresses. Let me just move that down. There we go. Okay, so Imp from Osaka to start us off. Not a bad choice, especially considering that he's got the Priest. He can maybe use that Priest to buff the Imp up later. It's important to get the Imp out now for the damage. We see Tweakin respond with an Imp of his own. So again, not really saying a whole lot. Perhaps Tweakin running the Awakening version. I'm not sure, but we don't really see his hand, so we can't really tell. And of course, Imp gets the clean kill on the Imp there, or at least, yeah. Osaka's Imp gets the clean kill on Tweakin's Imp. That's going to be big early damage for Osaka. Of course, taking a chunk out of it. A small chunk, if anything. 3 to the face. Not really a whole lot that Tweakin can't recover from, considering that he is running the Crusader build. So, obviously, got some Crusader stuff to work with, some healing. But we see that the Flamestorm was brought out to deal with that Imp. And that tells us that Tweakin doesn't really have a lot of good options. He was banking on that Imp trying to survive. But unfortunately, the RNG did not really work out well in his favor. So has to use the Flamestorm, which, of course, weakens the Acolyte and damages Osaka's castle, sure. But it also takes more life out of Tweakin, which, if I assume Osaka is running a more early-based build, we see Priest, Disintegrate, things like that. Another Imp. If it is an earlier build and tries to go for more damage early on, it might be difficult for Tweakin to get to those heals. But we'll see how we'll see how Tweakin responds. Osaka, meanwhile, brings out a Priest and Imp. So again, everything getting a little +1 buff from the Priest. Very nice there. Darkbender comes out from Tweakin. So hoping to lure something in maybe. We'll see what happens. Imp going to go ahead and smack for 3. Again, another 2 damage on the castle. I think Osaka was hoping more for the Darkbender, though, unfortunately. Considering that he does have Disintegrate, if Imp's damage did land on Darkbender, that would have been a perfect opportunity for Imp to strike not only the castle, but then also use the Disintegrate, follow up, and kill the Darkbender. But Osaka does bring out Tarius now, which is a great way to replenish his hand, which, if he keeps it alive, will be problematic for Tweakin moving forward into the matchup here. So we'll see how Tweakin responds. Tarius is an absolute priority probably. I think he still has the coin, so Dragon's Fire is still an option here. We see Monk, though. Not really the option that I thought he would bring out here, but Darkbender takes out the Imp. Monk takes out the Priest, so, you know, and he does get a little bit of cast kill with that. I mentioned that he does need the heals, but, you know, Monk maybe not necessarily the option I would have gone for. Meanwhile, Osaka going to go ahead and take the safe building route here. Tarius for draw, Book for draw, 2 Acolytes setting up. Doesn't really give Tweakin a whole lot of options to go in offensively. He's going to have to maybe burn an option here to do any sort of real damage in this matchup at this particular moment. Meanwhile, Divine Knowledge, Salahar Rider going to be the end of Tweakin's turn. Excuse me. And, of course, Unholy Altar from Osaka plus an Armory. And, again, safe placement considering that he does not have Chain. Book's looking to maybe take on something from Spawn, maybe. We'll see. Tarius Files and Darkbender. Okay, so another Darkbender, which is fine. It's expected. You are running Warlock after all. But Osaka is continually building up things here. And I see Dragon's Fire. So that's to take out the Salahar Rider and the Monk. Meanwhile, both Darkbenders are damaged. One goes down thanks to the Disintegrate. And, of course, Book moves up to maybe get a hit. Zombie moves up. Another Zombie moves up from the Unholy Altar. And, of course, the Acolytes looking to strike, hopefully, in the near future. Craxus, though, from Tweakin. So, a little more draw here for him. Again, he's going through a lot of cards in the deck relatively fast here. And it's surprising me that we haven't seen a whole lot of options from him yet. But we'll see. Maybe Craxus gets him something good. Now, Osaka going to have to give him one more draw, though, because of that, you know, Kraxus' armor and health. Flamestorm would not have been enough to kill off the Kraxus with the help of these range units. He's going to have to sack a zombie, which is fine. Giving him 2 more cards isn't the end of the world, especially considering that he's putting on a lot of pressure, not only from those range units, but from the zombies that are continually spawning out of the altar and acolyte as well. Brewery going down to support all these units here. Dwarven Miner, Lumberjack, yeah, Lumberjack, and I think, does he summon the Imp? Oh, he does, okay. So he does summon the Imp. No reason to use the Fear yet, so that's okay. Professor Head, we're going to come out now. So, again, that pretty much confirms that I think Tweakin was going for more of an Awakening build here. However, Headwood's Burst is a little too late, considering that Osaka's got a lot of global buffs out already. Priest buffs, Armory, Brewery. The 2 damage is decent, for sure, but not enough to really make a heavy impact, especially like this. It's just all the units went back to their base health. It's not really too impactful at this stage. Of course, Salahar doing a little bit of damage here. Lumberjack going to come in, block a little bit here overall, though I think this is game over for... Yeah, that's an Armory, so let's see here. That's 4 from Tarius, 3 from Acolyte. That's set. Yeah, that's going to be game. So ultimately, a well-fought effort by Tweakin. However, Osaka's, I think, good stuff build prevails here, and we see Tweakin going to go ahead and toss a surrender right over there, considering that he knows at this point in the match there's nothing left he can do. So overall, a strong build from Osaka. A little more of the experimental good stuff, honestly, we're looking at that deck. We saw Brewery, which is surprising, Armories, Unholy Altar, things that you necessarily didn't think would mix, but they work in some way, considering that they do have that good synergy. At least global buff synergizes with everything for obvious reasons. But again, we saw Acolyte being a team player there, a really strong team player. Tarius providing that draw. And I guess it was unfortunate because Tweakin didn't really have a lot of options here. I mean, we saw the late Headwood. We saw Tarius, which honestly, throwing it out there right now, if you're running a certain archetype that isn't really Last Will in a Crusader Warlock build, Tarius, unless you're carrying Flamestorm, which we did see Tweakin have, not necessarily a smart choice because, you know, it's only going to give you draw. It doesn't really benefit anything. It's not going to give an Andrew any sort of stat lines. It's not going to trigger anything. It's only going to give you the draw, which we already have in the forms of Divine Knowledge, Flying Books even, getting some more love recently. So, Tarius Files mixing into other archetypes like the Awaken, maybe not the best choice, but again, I can kind of see what you were going for. Just a lot of draw to back up, you know, getting your Awakening tools together. So, with that being said, a very good match start off our, or at least a very good opening match to start us off here. Let's go ahead and jump into match number 2, though, and see what goes down. Alright, so our next match is going to be Striker49 taking on TopDecker. I assume TopDecker is running Greed, considering he is running the Pirate Crusade. We do see Estate in there, so again, heavy signs of Greed maybe. Striker looking to go with the Pirate Viking, another strong combination that's been going around lately. We'll see what his deck has to offer as the turns move by here. But TopDecker going to open up here with a Merchant's Estate, not a bad start here. Meanwhile, Salahar Rider coming out from Striker. Okay, Southport Assassin from TopDecker, that's fine. Gonna be at least able to clip the Salahar Rider at the very least here, which is okay. We'll see. Medal of Bravery, okay. Anything else? Horseman, which clips the Assassin. Wow, alright, so a little bit of early RNG to bless Striker, just a little bit here. Mugging coming out from TopDecker will hit that Horseman. Books to come out from TopDecker as well, he needs some draw. Hits the Salahar Rider and hits the castle, so again, pretty safe there, or at least feeling pretty safe there, considering he will get the book draw. Striker going to go ahead and place 1 trap down, so he does open himself up to a hit from TopDecker, which is not the worst thing in the world. Meanwhile, TopDecker, I assume, going to throw the Search for Truth out, right? Or maybe this Ranger, okay. Forgot the mugging did activate. Oh, there's a special delivery. Alright, interesting. Delivery, not necessarily the card I imagine would be used, but again, that does, I guess, work, maybe? Anyway, Tunnel Escape from Striker, so very interesting choice of cards here from Striker to start us off. At least we're now in the mid-match stage of things, and TopDecker going ahead and pile a Search for Truth on. Does not get a Dragon, but will get a Master Thief, which he plays now, yep. So Ranger looking to block the Dwarven Miner, Thief looking to support. Striker, though, with the Frost Giant does hit the Ranger, okay, so I don't know if he wanted to go for the Master Thief, but Miner going to go ahead and clip the Thief anyway. Meanwhile, TopDecker goes Execution, kills off the Frost Giant. Mugging takes out the Miner. So, again, pretty decent use of the removal there. Execution from Striker's side, though. Alright, everyone's going to throw on the Execution then. Alright, I see you. See you. Alright. Merchant's Estate from TopDecker. Okay. Oh. Hold on. Hold on. I don't know if that was intentional or if that was a misplay, but if that was a misplay, that's a pretty big misplay. Yeah, he cut off his own spawn point with that estate there, and that's going to give Striker the opportunity to throw things in this bottom lane area over here and just charge right through, not being opposed, considering that there's estates to block and not really able to summon units to defend this properly. So we'll see how TopDecker responds to this. Search for Truth again. Not bad. Dragon's Horde favor. There's a Dremoth. Alright. Interesting. And of course, the Dragon's Horde to follow up with that. Plus a Church, so a little bit of heal there. But Dremoth does come onto his hand, so a little reduced cost there. Ragnar, though, and this is what I'm talking about here. Right there. That's a big area, or at least that's a big threat coming down TopDecker's lane. Of course, we do know he's got the execution, so he'll probably go ahead and take it out like that. But again, you guys see what I'm talking about here. Ragnar is able to come up here, and if he was able to get a hit off on anything, or on anything here, all this would be instantly removed. Everything here. He hit the castle for 2, chain 5, and there goes every building. So that's why you don't really want to keep buildings in these lanes, or at least in those spawns. Always keep them in the back rows, or if you can, maybe up here, maybe down there. It's, you know, just something to keep in mind, because you don't want to do things like this. So, execution, I imagine, going to go ahead, take out the Ragnar, just like that. Yep. And, of course, School of Knowledge, maybe to follow up for Dremoth. Okay, does go School of Knowledge. He does have the Merchant's favor, so he'll use it. See if we can get a draw going. There's Assassin again, so Assassin comes out. That puts Striker on hold, or at least won't be able to summon any units without them possibly getting killed. Oh, nope, Dagger Storm. Dagger Storm does clear the way for Fire Drake, so again, and that's a good threat by Striker there. He's able to threaten buildings galore with this. Meanwhile, TopDecker goes ahead. He got multiple Dagger Storms in his hand. Got some Craxus, Knight of Flowers, another Craxus. What is he going to throw out here? Dagger Storm. That'll hit the, okay, Barbarian twice. Dagger Storm again comes out. So Barbarian's dead. Rip Barbarian. Dremoth comes out now. No castle heals, but he will block that incoming Fire Drake very roughly. So School of Knowledge is still being threatened here, which surprisingly Striker does not go for, considering that he's got all of this greed out. I'm surprised he didn't take out the School of Knowledge. But alright, Villaroth comes up, so he might see. Alright, Cloak of Ice, so that's going to hold off Dremoth for a turn. That does give Villaroth an option here. But again, don't take out the School of Knowledge, and this is what happens. We see a lot of cards going into TopDecker's hand, and a lot of those are able to continue the effect. We see Master Thief, we see Robins. They're all able to continue the flow of School of Knowledge here. So, I mean, I would have gone for the School of Knowledge. As much as I would have appreciated castle damage, Knowledge would have been the better choice in my eyes there. We see Thief come out, Craxus gets ahead, gets more draw, Knight of Flowers, just I guess because, and meanwhile we throw it back to Striker, who, keep in mind right now, is running low on resources. Do I have a scope on the Villaroth? Alright, not bad, that will take out the Dremoth instantaneously, beautiful work there. Plays a trap as well, just for good measure, and then tosses it back to TopDecker, I imagine. And again, Striker's in a bad place, he's only got 1 card left in his hand, meanwhile TopDecker able to get at least 4 cards a turn. Or at least 4 cards this turn, considering 3 estates and that treasure from the Master Thief. Of course, his hand is full. He can't draw anymore, but he'll always have a full hand moving forward. There goes Mercer's execution on the Villaroth, not really wanting to waste any cards here. And he actually presses forward the attack. That's going to be a special delivery. Nope, Avalanche. Ooh, alright. So Avalanche clips the Craxus and Ranger. Alright, that was the best option to hit. But Striker, I don't think, has had a lot of options here to respond to that Craxus. It is going to be, I think, game over. Execution on the Knight of Flowers. Faithful Drake comes out, hits the Master Thief. Does have some time, but again, Church is healing a couple things here and there. We see another Dremoth in TopDecker's hand. Craxus is on face, waiting to get unfrozen. Favor from TopDecker, going to go ahead and shuffle out some cards here. Got a little bit of cycle going. Mugging, alright. Dremoth comes out. Big boy Dremoth. If he heals up all that damage, Mugging takes out the Faithful Drake. Knight of Flowers comes out, so really not leaving any room for Striker to, you know, oh, that's a disrespectful Church. That is a disrespectful Church. Alrighty, I mean, what can you really do at this point in the matchup? So there's a Mugging, Armory from Striker. Yeah, that's game. There's really not much that you could say there. I mean, does he get one more turn to react? Does he have enough to kill? I mean, if he doesn't have any damage buffs, he has one more turn. Doesn't look like he can do it. Yep. So he gets one more turn, but obviously that's going to be the game for Striker. So a very powerful greed demonstration there from TopDecker. Honestly, not really surprised how badly this snowballed for Striker. Again, when he had that opportunity, he should have taken out the School of Knowledge. It would have given TopDecker a harder time to pull up resources, I guess is the right word. I mean, sure, he would have had some big boys already in his hand, but, I mean, he wouldn't have so many other backup options to work for. So there's a Questing Knight, and Sudden Death going to take away the game. And again, that will end our matchup here. So very good demonstration from Greed, taking out, I assume, a Viking Pirate. Good stuff. Couldn't really tell of any sort of archetype build in there for now, but usually Viking Pirates are a little loose with that archetype stuff. But anyway, Greed going to take the win here. Now we move on to match number 3, and hopefully close out our episode with a very spectacular match. Hopefully. We'll see. Match number 3. Alright, so our last match will be Loki 17 taking on USBC. Little Pirate Druid taking on Ninja Druid. So a little bit of Druid representation in this video. We'll see how fair Druid Pirate responded, or does, really. Honestly, they haven't really had a lot of strong showings since the Fenrir nerf. Well, who knows? We'll see what happens. Injured trend coming out from Loki to start things off here. Not a bad way, of course. Solid Druid option there. USBC unable to really pull off anything, though, so that does give Loki the opportunity to push a little bit here. Shifting technique on that Trent plus Masuda. Shifting tech. Oh, that's a burn. Never a good sign when burn comes out. Especially considering USB doesn't really have a lot of strong options here. Going to have to play the Centaur early to take out that Trent. Disable comes into his hand, so another debuff. Which doesn't really bode well for USBC's deck. We see 2 Sea Witches in hand, so both Disintegrate and Disable can be used to take out both of them. We'll see moving forward how the match goes. Inner Life! Ho! Look at that! Inner Life. I didn't think anyone was running it at this point, but I guess Inner Life exists. Pog. Oh, that's fun. Alright, so a little bit of Rat King Inner Life action there. USB's got to respond. How? Let's see, Beastmaster. Okay, so we're going to hopefully clear out a little bit of stuff here. There's alright, so a little bit of that, a little bit of that. I assume Beastmaster's going to go ahead, yep, take out another rat, considering that he knows Beastmaster is dead from all those burns. But, yeah, we'll see. Armory. Ooh, Rat King takes out Beastmaster, takes out the Bear Hog, and that leaves Loki in a very good position moving forward. Man, Inner Life is wild. Anyway, Beastmaster comes back out for a second time, brings out 2 bears, and that, if anything, is going to be a Disintegrate bait, if I've ever seen one. Oh, okay. Very nice on USBC. Understanding the Bestial Rage gives a 1-1, so now Loki going to have to go Disintegrate Disable if he wants to take out this Beastmaster, which means the Sea Witches would be free to come out, and that is the option that's going to be taken here. Yep, so both bears die. That does give the opportunity to Sea Witches to come out after he gets rid of that rat first, though, considering the rat is a pain in the ass on that castle and would kill a Sea Witch if left alone. Rat King going to be the awesome card to do it. That'll be a I think that will be a dead rat, right? Fat Bard. Okay, Fat Bard comes out, so he gets 2 rats instead of 3 to kill it, which limits the amount of spells going into Loki's hand. And that does give the opportunity for Sea Witch to come out even stronger now, so a little bit more to them. The Mystic Dojo goes down, Flux comes back out, period. And there is, I think the traps aren't free at this point, are they? They might be. I don't know. I think the traps are free, which if so, free trap double draw is always a pain in the ass. But we'll see how Loki responds. Okay, so Flux goes ahead, chops away at a rat, Holy Bulwark, and Kunai. Alright, not bad. Eater gonna go ahead and come out and vanish on that Flux, so it keeps it protected. I assume Bulwark to maybe buff up thing. Ooh, Dissipate on that Fenrir. And then Bulwark to finish off. Nope, doesn't. Pop the Bulwark, why don't you? Alright, Battering Ram on that Eater. So, again, this looks to be more of an Eater-based deck. Things like Flux, Shifting Technique, all to provide spells to make Archie stronger. A lot of Sea Witches going to come out now. Alright, both Sea Witches come out now. I don't think he's got any removal for that, does he? I don't think so. Masuda, There's Bulwark. Holy crap, there it is. Another trap from Loki. So again, 2 more cards into his hand. Okay, the traps are 1 each. They're not free. They're 1 gold each at this moment. Kunai, so he's really building up this eater. Oh boy, it's a big ass eater. And again, he has over 4 different traps on the castle to pop. So okay, well that wasn't different. So same trap part 2. I think he's just building up the eater at this point. I don't really think USBC is going to have a good way to take this out, because whatever he hits with the C, which is going to activate multiple traps. Let's see. How's he going to handle this? Alright, 3 of the traps. Adaptive Armor. Secret Dragon. Yep, there's that. And then First Strike. Okay, First Strike. So, see what's going to take the little bit of damage off of that. A little bit of Adaptive Armor action, as you can see here. And Adaptive Armor actually does work in this situation. Being able to hit the Fire Drake doesn't really give a lot of room to doesn't really give a lot of room for USBC to kill the Eater, and we see the surrender there primarily because at that point he would have been left with little to no options to take out that Magic Eater once he did everything that needed to be done on that Drake. He would have had nothing left for that Eater. So a good use of Adaptive Armor, even though we don't see it a lot. Man, we saw Adaptive Armor and Inner Life out of this deck. Holy crap! I don't know which is more like mind-boggling, but you know what? We'll take it. We'll take it as a great way to end off our final match for this episode of TV Commentary. With that being said, folks, if you did enjoy this edition of Cards and Castles TV Commentary, let me know what you guys thought by leaving your comments down in that comment section below. If you did enjoy the video, be sure to like it, share with friends, and consider subscribing if you haven't done so already to show your support the channel. Again, I apologize for my raspy sounding voice. Something's going on. Maybe my allergies are kicking in. But not exactly the best sounding. But I did want to get some content out there to you guys. So TV Commentary, thought it would be a good way, even though it's going to kill my allergies later. But with that being said, regardless, that's going to be it for me for now. So until next time, guys, stay gaming.